Hello everyone, welcome to an episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video, we're going to go over some of the Dynasty cards that have been revealed so far. I haven't given any initial reactions, and we just recently, at the time of this recording yesterday, got to see a Ninja card, so we'll get to talk about that as well. But I wanted to go over some of the cards. I think I left a few choice ones out, like Sap and like a couple of the Wizard cards, but all the mainstay ones that are in here are in here, and we'll kind of talk about them. So one thing so far from the Dynasty set that I've seen is, one, I love the thematic of it. I think that my one prediction, I guess, is there's going to be like more equipment and more weapons than you would have seen in other sets. I think the Emperor's Emperor's throne room and like all the stuff that he has curated in the lore and stuff like that, I think they're going to play into that and do more weapons and equipment. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But hopefully they keep this thematic thing that they're doing because it's really cool. But the first one I want to go over is Merciless Battle Axe. It's a warrior weapon, two-handed axe. I always tell people Axe's Dory, whether it's good or bad or whatever, is one of my favorite decks to play. Just from a fun perspective, it's a really fun deck to play. So the fact that we get another axe and warrior is really cool. It's a really interesting card. Costs 3 costs, once per turn action. Whenever Merciless Battle Axe attacks, if its base is greater than twice its, or if its attack is greater than twice its base, it gains overpower. So basically, if you can get this to 6, then it gains overpower, which is essentially dominate, right? It can't be defended by more than one action card. So it's pretty nutty, in my opinion. Like the fact that you can just do sharpened steel, or sharpened steel, or any 0 for +3. I'm pretty sure sharpened steel would work for this because it's weapon attack. It'll give it 6 dominate, like for 3. It's not insanely above rate, but what this card shows is that there maybe is some stuff coming out for Warrior that's going to make this more viable. But just the fact that like you can just do 0 cost pumps and, run some sharpened steels, run, other like 1 cost pumps and stuff like that, or 1 cost even attack actions. I think it will just be able to possibly be a little bit more impressive than people think. It is going to be interesting to see kind of how it goes. I think basically in every hand you'd want a pump and a blue. But right now we have Sharpened Steel, because Outland Skirmish won't work on it. Sharpened Steel works on it. I'm just thinking of 0 cost pumps and a couple other like pumps that could work on it. However, is this going to be viable consistently? We'll have to see. But regardless, the thematic of it is awesome. It gives Warrior kind of different archetype, maybe a little bit of a taller version of an Axis build. And it's two-handed, so that'll be really interesting as well. And if there's any possible way of getting it go again, that could even be even nuttier. If you go into like an overpowered attack, with off a 5-card hand into a really good attack after that, maybe it would help with that. But it'd be really interesting to see. I enjoy playing Axis Dory, so I'm really excited for the card. We have to kind of wait and see on what card pool helps subsidize or like add on to what that card can do. Next one is for Dash, Hanabi. I think is how you pronounce it. Hanabi Blaster. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologize. Once per turn action, remove 2 steam counters from Hanabi Blaster and you attack. It has overpower, so it automatically has dominate. The third time you play a card with boost each turn, put a steam counter on Hanabi Blaster. So for all you Boost Dash fans out there, this card is insane. It's going to give you basically a 5 dominate attack for free every 2 turns. If you're just saying, I'm not going to block, I'm just going to boost you every turn, this is going to allow you to essentially, if you can keep the pace going, every 2 turns get a 5 dominate attack for free. Whether it's definitely better than the pistol. Obviously, if you're going for Boost Dash, you're going to get more value out of it. It doesn't cost anything to play. It doesn't cost anything to add a counter. You just simply have to boost 3 times. So right now in this meta, it's going to be interesting with all the Oldhim and Icelander running around. If you're going to be able to play this going into Dynasty, because Oldhim and Icelander will both still be very, very viable in the thing come Dynasty, barring any insane cards that are added onto a certain deck. So it's gonna be interesting to see how playable this is in like a big event, but it is gonna make Boost Dash just straight up fun anyway, so it's not gonna matter. Really fun weapon, Dash people have been fans have been wanting a new weapon and a new kind of thing for a while now, like a significant one. So this is definitely something to look forward to. Next one, Blazing Yori for Ninja. This was the highly talked about card that everybody thought might have been good, but then was revealed. It turns out it's not that good. This is a tech card. I won't go too in depth because all these cards are really weird because you're looking at them through a lens of what we know currently, not what cards are coming out or what archetypes are coming out, right? As it stands right now with the card pool we have access to, this is nothing more than a tech card. I honestly would not run this in Fi, even in the sideboard. Furnace does just fine and still has a little bit more of an upside. This will help like block out Salt the Wound or a Lava Burst off of Fi. Really good for that. Maybe you put it in against a Dromai and wait for them to come out with a big dragon, but then they can just play around it. Really, this is just a tech card against Fi currently, in my opinion, the way it works right now. Fi is the only hero that goes 4 chains or higher other than Dromai. Maybe Katsu, but at that point, you've already taken so much damage against a Katsu. Like, the only time Katsu's going to get to chain 4 is if he's already dealt like 10, 15 damage, and you don't want to wait that long just to block for 5. This is essentially just to block out a Lava Burst. But it's only a ninja equipment, so you're only going to play it in the mirror. So right now, as the card pool stands, this is nothing more than just a really cool card. I mean, the artwork's dope. The artwork's awesome. And I love the card for what it is, but it's just not necessarily going to be a big deal. But we don't know what cards are coming out. And, it's actually scary to me that they built a card like this, because that means they're building it for a reason, right? And what is that reason? Like, what could possibly be hitting for that much after chain 4 other than Fi's, like Salt the Wound or Lava Burst or something like that? So, really interesting card. Next one is Sand Scour Great Bow for all you Lexi fans or Azalea. People were wanting an Azalea card for a while. This card's interesting. You can't really give an opinion on this card until we know what aim counter means, right? Because it says once per turn action, 1 resource, look at the top card of your deck. You may put an arrow from your hand or the top of your deck face down into your arsenal. Go again. So what I see in this card, and I'm not a Ranger aficionado, right? But whenever an arrow is put face up in your arsenal from your deck, put an aim counter on it, right? So basically, there's 2 things about this thing or 3 things that are interesting to me. One, it sucks. It's non-instant. It's an action, right? It doesn't have the pluses that Death Dealer has or any of the other bows. It's an action, so you can't use it on their turn. Which makes sense. If the aim counter is really impactful, being able to give yourself an aim counter on your opponent's turn may be kind of crappy if it's really good for the other person or for the meta itself. It all depends on what aim counters mean and like how important those are. Because right now, what this does, without talking about aim counters, just talking about normal, this allows you to basically get not a free opt, but a second opt, right? Like if you crossbone or use your headpiece, you don't like the card, you bottom it, you pay 1 resource, you look at the next top card of your deck, you like that one, you keep it on top, you load an arrow face up, and then you Azalea and you get a free dominate, right? So you basically get 2 ops a turn technically with this arrow. So there's a chance to do that. But if aim counters are really good, this could be pretty significant. I don't know if aim counter is going to mean like dominate or if it's going to mean, I don't know. Maybe it costs 1 less if it has an aim counter on it to play, so you can start playing 1 cost arrows for free. I don't know what it's going to be. Regardless, the artwork is dope. Again, the artwork they're doing on these pieces is so nice. So it's interesting to see how it's going to play out. The fact that it's an action and not instant tells me it's got to be pretty significant. The aim counter has to be decent enough to where they didn't want you to be able to do it on another opponent's turn. So let's see. But yeah, let's see. I want Azalea to be good. And I think they want Azalea to be good at some point too, because there's such a cult following for her. And, I don't know what this has in Lexi. I still think Voltaire's better in a nutshell, unless we see like really cool cards that have aim counters that benefit Lexi. But at that point, maybe it's just going to make Azalea better. We'll have to see. So let me know what your thoughts are on this. Next one is Seasoned Savior. This starts out with or it's whenever you equip Season Saver, put 2 -1 counters on it, and it gets battle worn. So it only blocks for 1 at the start, but it can block up to 3. There's cards, I forgot the name of the card. There's a Guardian card that will remove a counter from it, but it costs 2 to play. This seems like to me it's a PvE card. Maybe it'll have some applicability in the actual play, but right now to me it's just a PvE card because why wouldn't you just run regular shield? But I could be wrong. Nothing much to say about this one though, other than it being pretty dope looking. And then they just make Runeblade stronger, right? It's like, okay, Crown Dichotomy is not strong enough as a sideboard card right now we have Crown Dichotomy, which is a sideboard card for like arcane dealing people or arcane dealing heroes or like extreme fatigue. And they're like, you know what? It's, you know, we can make that headpiece better. Let's just make Runeblade a little bit better. We're going to give them something that when you destroy it at instant speed, rune chance you control have spell void 1. So basically if I have 5 or 6 rune chance, you basically as a wizard can't play your most powerful card because I'll just block all your arcane. It is situational. You have to have rune chance on the board. I get it, but it also does have blade break block 1. It's just pretty funny how they just keep making Runeblade even better. Like it was like the one part of Runeblade that was just like, okay, which is like against arcane. They're like, oh, you know, we're going to make it even better. It's pretty nutty. So what to see. Next one's Quicksilver Dagger. This is a once per turn action attack. If another weapon you control has gained Go Again, then Quicksilver Dagger also gains Go Again. It's a one-hand weapon, so basically it's going to, I'm assuming they're going to bounce off of each other, similar to Axe's Dory, where like you can go back and forth between the daggers. 1 for 1 isn't that good, so it's going to be interesting to see how this works. I'm assuming it's more for the Dorinthia Quicksilver Prodigy, since it's a Quicksilver Dagger, but we'll have to see. This is kind of a weird one. I need to go in the Warrior chat and see what they're saying about it. I really don't know what the good or bad would be about this. Basically, if something else is getting Go Again, then Quicksilver Dagger has Go Again. So it's like basically like Kadachi's for Warriors, the best way to put it. Because you can run like a hybrid list made with other attacks where like you give Quicksilver Dagger Go Again, you attack with it, then you attack with a second Quicksilver Dagger with Go Again, regardless if they hit or not, and then you get a good attack. So like it's a Warrior with Kadachi's basically. Really interesting. Then you have Rock. Everyone's loving this card. Once per turn action, cost 3 attack, activate Rock only if you have no cards in hand. Damage that would be dealt by Rock cannot be prevented, and it's a 3 for 7. The biggest thing about this card, and just in case anybody that's watching this video doesn't know, you cannot, so let's say you had 1 blue in hand, that's it, and you pitch to play Rock. You can't pitch to play Rock and then have no cards in hand. You need to have no cards in hand when you activate Rock. That means like you can't use your last card to pitch for it, and then you're like, oh, I have no cards in hand, so now I can play it. You need to have no cards in hand like when you activate it, and you can't use your last card to pitch. There's a, not complicated, but there's a reason for that, and as far as like how you declare, and then you declare cost, declare all that stuff. But basically what you need to know is you basically have to have E-Pot or resources floating in order to play Rock. Like you're going to have played all your cards out. You have 3 resources floating, and then you play Rock, right? There's ways to do it. They put on Twitter, a couple people on Twitter, like ways to do it. But just keep that in mind. But it's a really fun piece. Like you're literally hitting someone with a rock, and that's the most brute shit ever. So really fun to do. And then you have Powdered Keg. This is a Mechanologist. Whenever a Mechanologist gun you control hits, you may destroy Powdered Keg and defending equipment. So this thing is insane. Because the way it reads is whenever a Mechanologist gun you control hits, you may destroy Powdered Keg and a defending equipment. The reason that's important is it doesn't mean for that attack. It means for the whole chain. So if I have attacked 3 times, like in Boost Dash, if you've attacked 2 or 3 times, then you attack with your pistol, whatever pistol that is, and then they have defended with equipment at any point during that whole entire chain, as long as you haven't broken it, and then the pistol hits, you can destroy that equipment that they're defending with. So like if I have Flamescale Furnaces Phi and you attack with Dash on your first chain link, and I defend with Flame Scale Furnace, then you attack 2 more times, then the pistol hits at the very end, you can destroy that Flame Scale Furnace that's on the chain. Because it doesn't say destroy defeating equipment, this chain link, it says destroy defeating equipment. And the chain stays open the entire time, which means all cards that are on the chain are still active. So that means like any card on that chain that's equipment can be destroyed if the weapon hits. So it's pretty nuts. It basically prohibits you from blocking with equipment that you don't want to lose. Like, you know what I mean? Flame Scale Furnace for Fi is a big one. Tekla Foundry Heart for Dash, if you're playing the mirror, would be a big one. Like anything that basically has battle one, just really be annoying against warrior, like for warrior players, because like they can't block with Courage the Blade Hold really. I mean they can, but they're not gonna if they don't want the weapon to hit, right? So pretty powerful card. Pretty powerful card. Definitely worth like a one of in every deck, in my opinion. Then you have Water Glow Lanterns. This card's just like cool. I mean, it's not really going to do anything. You reveal the top card of your deck. If it's red, create a Spectral Shield. So you basically, you're giving up a block 2 to create a block 1, right? Or a poke 1. Like, the artwork on this card is amazing. One of the best I've seen so far, but I don't, unless they bring in like I'm assuming the yellow, if this is common, is going to be for 2 Spectral Shields, and then blue would be for 3. So I'm having to play a blue block 2 in order to create 3 Spectral Shields. I'm assuming that's how they're going to do it. Or it's going to be to reveal the top 2 cards of your deck or reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. I'm not sure how they're going to do it yet. Regardless, I don't think the card's that good. But we'll have to see, you know, what other cards come out that may be able to supplement it. And then finally, Predatory Strike. This is the one we all wanted to know. I wanted to know. It's create 3 Crouching Tigers in your banish zone. You may play them this turn. I don't know what Crouching Tigers are. We'll have to find out. This is a 0 cost, and you create 3. I'm assuming this is going to be a Majestic. I don't think this is going to be a common. It is a 0 cost. Crouching Tigers to me can't be overly powerful, because the fact that I can play a 0 cost card and make 3 of them to play that turn seems a little broken. My initial thought, and I could be wrong with this, my initial thought is they're going to be basically Kodachis. It's going to be a 0 for 1 go again. That is like a Phoenix Flame. It's basically going to be like 3 Phoenix Flames you can play, and then you play them all out this turn. That's the way I look at it. But we'll have to see if I'm right. Regardless, artwork on this card is freaking beautiful. It's amazing. I love it. I'm glad we're getting more like regular ninja cards. Keep them coming, please, please, please. I want to play Katsu really bad in any shape or form. So hopefully we can be like viable with this. But yeah, Predatory Strike, really dope card. Let's see what Crouching Tigers are as time goes on. It's only a block 2, which tells me it's very aggro based card. What I've learned with any regular ninja card, if it's a block 3, it can be played more of a flexible card, or it's a card that relies on a different card to be played, like combo. If it's a block 2, then it's sheer aggro, double strike, stuff like that, right? So, yeah. So we'll have to see how it goes. I'm really excited about Ninja. Hopefully we can get some more cards, and it's not just Fi, and we can make Ira more, you know, even better, make Katsu even better, things like that. So, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. I think that was the last one. Yeah, let me know what your thoughts are on the cards. I think they're really dope. Like I said, I really like the thematics that Dynasty is bringing so far. I like all their weapons and equipment. I hope they keep doing that. I would love to see like a full armory of like just weapons and equipment in the set. I wouldn't even mind if like literally near a quarter or like a fifth of the cards were weapons and equipment, just to kind of like beef up that part of the game. But we'll have to see. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If not, totally fine. Totally get it. Go to another creator, leave a like, comment, subscribe on their stuff so we can get more people seeing this game. If you want to, join the Discord down below. We hang out, we talk, whether you're a Ninja player or not, doesn't matter. We have over 250 members in there right now, 260, so doing really well. And yeah, hopefully y'all have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see y'all next time on TCG Talk. Thank y'all so much.